Hello guys, doing a quick video on how to change this particular one here is on a Vauxhall Insignia 2014 automatic. I believe they're pretty much the same on the Vauxhall Astras, Opel, the Insignia models. So basically it's a case of first of all having to start the vehicle, because what you want to do is obviously put your foot on the brake pedal, put it into neutral, then I believe is that just lifts up. And what you should have under there, if I can show you guys, obviously you've got the connector there, that connector's there. However, if you look under, sorry about that noise in the background, you've got the sound going off for parking brakes. You've got this guys, so sorry, I had to sort the parking sensors kept going off, so I've just reversed the vehicle slightly just to stop them from engaging. So what you've got over here, which I was trying to show you, is I don't know if you can see it right there, you've got a tie clip. Oh, I've just noticed that's horribly dirty in there. Can you see that? Yeah, that needs a hoover up if I replace that. Right, okay, so you've got cable tie. That cable tie obviously you need to cut off. There, so I'm going to cut that. Sorry, I'm trying to film this at the same time. See if I can do it right. Whoa, I have to actually put the camera away to do that. So what you do is you cut that cable tie there. I've managed to cut that. Get that off. So I'm putting the vehicle into park now. I've taken the tie clip off the cable tie, put the leather down, put it into P. What you pretty much want to do is get a good grip onto this, so put your arm along just for comfort, just so you can get some good momentum to pull up on this. Put your arm along there, just get your arm firmly in place, press that in, hold it, and you just want to move it side to side slowly up, and it should just come right off. And that's pretty much the old one, and you repeat the process in reverse obviously to put the new one on. That's a new one I've purchased. New one's come in the post, purchased from eBay for £12 or £13 or so. UK seller, you could probably get it a bit cheaper if you buy them from somewhere like China. Didn't want to wait for a month or so, bought them from a UK seller. Pretty good. It's a bit plasticky, but I mean it looks good compared to the old one. I mean if you compare the two, sorry I'm trying to do, if you compare the, you know, they look pretty much identical. So you know there's not much to it in terms of difference. But yeah, so new one, obviously you pop that on. Right guys, so obviously I've popped that on, as you can see. Going through the gears perfectly fine. So putting it back into reverse now. Probably better to put it in D actually, just to get it right to the bottom. Lift that over and above. Bring that up to where it needs to be to put the cable tie in place. So it's like a groove. There's a groove there, and that's, you want to have it over there and put the cable tie, put the leather over there and just level up the cable tie with that groove that's behind the leather, just so it sits tightly around there, and that will stop it from moving around and make the leather flush, in terms of being right at the bottom there, so it looks neat as well, flush there. So yeah, there was no need to disconnect that cable. You can do, if you want to make it a bit simpler in terms of just, you know, making that a bit free so you can move that about. But it wasn't really necessary. I mean, some people could even say that, you know, you're probably best to take that off, but I mean, as you can see, I've done the job without doing that. So I'm going to pop all this back up, put the cable tie back in, and probably give that a clean in there before I just finish the job off. That's the new cable tie in place there. You want to start by pushing in the top end first. I'm just adding this in at the end of the video. Obviously, I've showed you how to replace the gear knob on the Vauxhall Insignia, Astra, Opal models, the automatics. Now, what's happened to me, unfortunately, is the gear knob that's been sent over. It's actually, it's basically, it has a spring. You probably can't see it in there. But it's got a spring, so when you press this, there's a spring in there. And what's happening is, even though it's going through the neutral reverse D, when I put it into P, it was allowing me to put it into P. But after doing it a couple of times, so obviously when I've put the cover back on, I've put it into park a couple of times, it won't let me take the key out, the ignition. So obviously if it doesn't go into park properly, the key won't release. So I thought, okay, so what I thought was it was possibly related to this, and I was right, it is, because what I did was I took the new one off, put the old one back on, and it seems to be working fine in park, and it's doing its job in terms of when you put it into park, allowing you to turn the key fully anti-clockwise and take the key out of the ignition barrel. So I put that down to this item, which, you know, in all honesty, it is a cheap made part. You know, 12-13 pounds isn't a lot of money, but it's very flimsy, very plasticky, and very cheap made. So I'm going to be returning this item. I'm probably going to look for a bit more of a superior quality one. So if you are having that problem after installing this, what I would suggest is you hold on to your old part, just in case you do have this issue. You don't want to dispose of your old part and you're stuck with your key stuck in the ignition barrel because you put this new part on and it won't allow you to put it into park properly, and the key won't release. So hold on to your old part, just in case you also have the same problem in the unfortunate instance that I've had. And I hope you don't. But you know, things happen. So if that does happen to you, I just want to let you know before you start pulling and yanking at the key and probably do more damage. What you might want to try first, just put the old knob back on and try it that way, and that should resolve the issue. And then you can put it down to the fact that you've got a faulty one of these new replacement gear knobs. And now what I would do is then obviously send that back and look for either replacement from them. I mean, the person who sold this on eBay, he sold several of them. He sold, I think, probably hundreds. He had really good feedback. So, I mean, I've probably just put it down to my sheer luck on this one. But that's just the add-on at the end of the video. Obviously, you've seen how to replace it, how it's done. But now I just wanted to add this in.